Tonight on Underground Nation Magazine, the mic belongs to the one and only host with the Ghost Bounce Ball Boogie. Known for digging deeper than surface-level questions, Boogie creates conversations that are raw, unfiltered, and unforgettable. This time, he's sitting down with none other than Cody Taylor, the driving force behind Denver's post-metal juggernaut, The Manifest Process. Together, they'll explore the band's evolution, their upcoming show at the Roxy Theater, and the stories woven into their crushing yet atmospheric sound. Get ready for an electrifying session where the underground crown.
If you're seeing us right now on the live stream, please share this out. Invite your friends and family, because tonight we step into the heavy, the cinematic, and the soul-shaking world of Denver's own post-metal visionaries, The Manifest Process. At the heart of it all is Cody Taylor, a guitarist, songwriter, and architect of a sound that doesn't just hit your ears, it rewires your whole perspective. Their music is raw yet refined, balancing crushing riffs with atmospheric layers that tell stories without words. From the haunting beauty of distant echoes of a dying light to the gut-wrenching weight of Give Up Hope, Cody and his bandmates have carved a lane that feels both intimate and epic. Cody isn't just making music, he's building sonic landscapes where pain, hope, loss, and triumph collide. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain to discover what fuels that creative fire, where it's taking him, and why the Manifest Process is more than just music. It's a journey. So buckle in. This is not just the interview, it's a conversation with one of Denver's most intriguing musical storytellers, Cody Taylor of The Manifest Process. How are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing awesome, man. What an intro. That's going to be a hard follow-up, brother. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it.
I try to set the bar real high, so anytime you go to another podcast, you're like, woo, go check out this guy. He can train you.
That's incredible, brother. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. And I'm super stoked to be here tonight and talk to you guys and just have a really cool conversation, man.
Very cool. Yes, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us on the Underground Nation Magazine and podcast. I wanted to dive in with, because, oh my God, listening to the music, it really took me to another place. But what does the Manifest Process mean to you personally, and how did the name come about?
Oh, man, that's a deep well, brother. But so the Manifest Process has kind of always just been, you know, a representation of the color book of my soul, right? So music has always been the constant in my life. It's the one thing that's always been there for me. It's the best way for me to explain myself and what's going on inside of me, you know? The Manifest Process has had a couple different renditions, couple different band names, but at the heart of all the music that I've always made, the Manifest Process has always been there. There's always been that underlying vibe of this is what I'm doing to make me happy as a person and express myself to the fullest. So really what this just means to me is just being able to express yourself fully and wholeheartedly and actually have a tactile piece of art to show something, you know. At the end of the day, like this is the soundtrack of my life. There's chapters in every song and takes me back to a place in time. Yeah, man, it's in my head, it's a little bit bigger than life, you know, and yeah. It's something that I have to do, whether people listen to it or not, you know. It's, like I said, it's the expression of my soul, man.
Absolutely. Incredible. Was there a defining moment in your life when you realized music would be your outlet for expression?
I think right away when I started listening to music, there was something going on inside of my head, right? Like I connected with it a little bit deeper than just hearing it and being like, oh, I like that. I have that thing where if something hits me, you know, I get goosebumps from my head down to my toes. And I think that soon as I picked up a guitar and I realized I was able to kind of start expressing things, and it became like an outlet. As soon as I really started to play seriously, there was something to it, you know. There was something to being able to feel something and then being able to play something and then being like, yo, that matches what I'm feeling.
Right.
And then over time it just turned into something more, you know. It's a therapy thing almost, man.
Man, absolutely. So can I ask when when you said you first picked up a guitar, may I learn what age that was?
Yeah, man. I picked that up probably when I was around 12 years old.
Okay.
I'm 36 now. So
Oh, you're still
I
a spring
remember,
chicken.
yeah, I remember originally I wanted to pick up bass, and my brother at the time had a guitar in the house. So we had one of those little, you know, Ibanez videotapes of Andy Timmons teaching you how to play guitar. And I was like, well, there's already a guitar there, there's a tape there. So it just naturally, that's what I gravitated to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like when I was a kid, I remember I got asked, when did you find a passion for podcasting? And I was like, I was podcasting before I even knew what podcasting was. Remember in Home Alone, he had that little tape recorder with the mic?
Absolutely. Everybody wanted one of those for Christmas, man.
Oh, I remember I got one from the secondhand store, and I couldn't take the tape out; it was stuck in. But I was still able to record and play and do all that stuff. I just could never get the tape out to distribute it or do anything.
Totally. Absolutely.
But that was my first time realizing that I was doing this kind of podcast stuff since I was a child without even realizing it.
Right. Right. Totally.
It's just crazy how it just comes to tuition later in life. Or
Absolutely, man.
or discovering that passion and kind of taking it back. Like, where did this really start for me?
It's funny you bring that thing up. Like, I still want one of those, you know. I bet they go for a pretty penny online these days.
You know, those original bad boys. Yeah, you're probably right. Those are like collectors things now. But now with technology, you have the mobile voice recorder thing that is just incredible. Sounds like studio quality stuff.
Absolutely, man. OG tape cassettes, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I remember recording with my grandmother's boom boxes, where I have one boombox playing the music and one recording me through the speakers.
Absolutely, man.
People don't remember that life, or maybe never.
Oh yeah,
experienced
like
it, but it was a good time.
making mixed cassette tapes, like standing by the radio and hitting record and stop at the right time to make sure you had the right transitions, you know.
Yeah, that's it. And it did that for absolutely no one but myself.
Totally.
Or I guess I made my sisters listen to it. It kind of made my parents listen to it to the point where they would yell at me, but it was just all
man,
fun.
day one fans, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to say whoop whoop to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Make sure you're tapping that screen. Share us out one time to your favorite groups, your favorite friends, and all your family members. Get them all in here. Let's turn that chat into a mosh pit, shall we? I wanted to dive in asking about the band. I mean, how did you first connect with Patrick Haga and later Stephen Myers, and what made you feel this lineup was the right chemistry?
For sure, man. So the manifest really kind of started in 2012. So that was an accumulation of me playing in, you know, some other bands and kind of getting to the point where I was living in North Carolina at the time, and I was like, I need to make music. I don't necessarily have people around me right now that I can do that with. So I started doing it by myself.
Oh man.
Which was a huge task to take on, but I was stoked about it, right? So I started doing all of this stuff by myself. And then the first iteration of the band in North Carolina came about with some different members. Shout out to Guy, shout out to Jeremy. And then when I moved to Colorado, and that was about 2014, I was still doing stuff by myself. Patrick, I've known him from when I lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shout out to Patrick. If you're watching, he is an incredible musician, specifically drummer. We had, when I was in Milwaukee, I was playing in a band that was kind of the first iteration of Manifest, but he was playing in local Milwaukee bands, and we knew each other because my wife and his wife are best friends. So we always saw each other in Milwaukee, and then we kind of we moved out. We moved back to North Carolina, and then we moved out here. And then
Wow.
he and his wife ended up moving out here to Colorado. And as soon as he moved out to Colorado, I was still doing everything by myself. And I knew he was an awesome drummer. And it just got to the point where I was like, I went to his house one day and I was like, congratulations, you're my drummer now. I didn't even ask him. I was like, you don't really have a choice. You're going to be my drummer now. So it was just me and him for a little while doing the 2-man thing. And we played our first show out here at Trailside Saloon. Shout out Swingin' Noose Productions.
Hey, Swingin' Noose. I know those guys.
Swingin' Noose doing the most, doing the most for us. Yeah, we played our first show, and our now bass player Steven played that show with us with his project Endoterra, and he was a solo artist at that show. But we basically played, and he was like, "Hey, man, I really like your guys' sound. If you're looking for a bass player, I'm in." And there you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, it's almost like the stars aligned for you guys.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. It just I just got out. We got out there, started playing, and found people with like-minded interest, and and ever since then we've just been cranking away, man.
That's freaking amazing. Yes, Psycho Queen, the band is called The Manifest Process. You could definitely find them here on Facebook, or you Google them. Mutilator, you're also in Milwaukee. Shout out to all the Milwaukee fans. Woo, woo.
Shout out MKE.
Man, from North Carolina to Wisconsin to Colorado. Talk about different lifestyles, no?
Yeah, and I grew up in Louisiana too.
You're well-rounded.
Yeah,
I thought I was well-rounded. Holy cow.
throw a wrench in there for you. People are like, where are you from again?
The U.S.
A little bit all over.
That's crazy. That's amazing. I get to be able to experience those different cultures and states.
Absolutely, man. Down, up, left, right.
Gotcha. Your music is mostly. Now, this is coming from a hip-hop artist.
Sure.
Your music is mostly instrumental. How do you tell stories and express emotions without lyrics?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I think for me, especially with instrumental music, you have to kind of create these atmospheres, right? You have to create these colors, and you have to create these vibes per se, So for me, it's all about having a setting and having all this kind of ear candy that's like, you don't necessarily need someone to do vocals over this to kind of feel the emotion that's being purveyed, and I think a lot of that is just making sure that the riffs are interesting enough and colorful and catchy, but also being truthful to the emotion, so whether that's a happy emotion, a sad one, an angry one, trying to find ways to stitch all those together and make it palatable for the ears. But I think obviously if you've listened to any of our stuff, it has a very atmospheric kind of thing to it. So I think it's interesting, the title that you used, building worlds through sound, and it's kind of, you have to sketch out what that world looks like with these atmospheres and these colors and these riffs, right?
That's right.
And sometimes that can be a hard sell for people. And at least what I've come to find playing live is some people are like, I almost feel like they don't think they like it, and then they listen to it and they're like, "Yo, like that was actually really, really cool,"
Right.
Because man. To better answer your question, I just think it's about creating something that's very big and large and captivating and makes you feel something.
Well, I definitely felt something. I was vibing out today. Going through your Bandcamp while I was at work doing business meetings. Had you playing in the background, and you're right. It helped me set the atmosphere for where I needed to be mentally.
Absolutely, man. And I'm always super curious to because I'm so buried in it when I'm making it and playing it. I'm always curious to how other people perceive it. Like what they take away from it or how they ingest it and like whatever it makes them feel, or like I wish I could have an outer body experience and experience it from like a third person point of view.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. So would you say that you all work together to create music that's ideally for you and for your ear and whoever resonates with it down the world it resonates with? Or do you kind of target a song for a certain type of person?
You're locked into the Underground Nation podcast with your host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Right now, we're taking a quick break to let the music speak for itself. This is the Manifest Process with their track A Walk to the Edge of the Earth, and left to Sonder. Turn it up, let it sink in, and we'll be right back after this sonic journey.
First and foremost, it kind of comes from a personal place. So it's, once again, it conveys a certain feeling or an emotion first and foremost. And then everything that comes after that is, just icing on the cake, whether it's, a tasty riff or a catchy part or something like that. But in a way, yeah, I think at first it's really kind of for us, and if other people vibe with it and other people like it, that's a huge plus,
Absolutely.
because the other band members are very similar to me, to where we're just the type of people that have to make music, regardless of whether people listen to it or not. And we're super grateful if anyone gives us any amount of time a day or gives us any sort of listen. We're super super grateful. But
Oh yeah.
this is in our mind, this is like the purest form of art. So it comes from I guess more of a personal place first.
If each record was like a chapter, how would you describe the evolution from I lost everything but found myself sitting on top of the world to give up hope?
Yeah, so that's also a really good question. So if you so on my Bandcamp, I actually have, I think it was the very first album that I put out, and that was in 2012 or 2013. It's pretty drastically different from the manifest that you hear now. So doing stuff all by myself it's a different thing, right? I get a different kind of sound. But the first one that we put out, that you can find on Spotify and all streaming services, is going to be a normal day on the ground, year one. And that one was literally recorded almost all on an iPhone.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was
Instruments also?
Yeah. So almost
Wow.
all of it was recorded on like an iPhone. So this was me also getting into mixing and mastering and stuff like that. So that first album is very kind of me realizing the type of music that I really wanted to make at the end of the day, because I come from a very metal background with metalcore and deathcore, and that was all the kind of stuff I used to play back in the day. And our very, very first bass player, when it was just me and I didn't have a drummer yet, his name was Garrett. Shout out Garrett if you're out there.
Hey, Garrett.
I remember we were kind of talking to each other about playing music, and right before the start of making that first album, I remember he came over and I had an 8-string guitar and I was like playing these like heavy riffs, and he was just like, dude, what are you doing? This is kind of stupid. And then I ended up playing kind of the first song on Normal Day on the Ground, that riff, and he was like, yo, that's whatever that is, like, do more of that.
Keep doing it.
And yeah, and so it was kind of like an atmospheric kind of alternative 90s kind of style stuff. And yeah, and so that album just kind of bloomed out of nowhere. I'm also very, very freestyle-y. Kind of when I first start making stuff, I'll have a riff, and then as it goes, I'm just kind of just jamming and freestyling with it. So that first album was a very exploratory kind of trying to just being like, wow, this is a new thing for me. This is a new sound, but I love what I'm doing. I'm just kind of surrendering myself to the process and becoming a conduit of whatever's happening to me.
Wow.
You know?
Surrender. Let it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let it flow right through you. I am just a vessel.
To go a little bit deeper, before that, so my mom had passed away, so I was kind of going through that as well. Oh, thank you, man. But I was going through that, so I was trying to figure out this way to express myself, right? I was trying to figure out something that was going to give me some solace, or give me, because I knew before I made that first album, I was kind of in a lump. I didn't know what kind of music I wanted to make. I didn't know what was going to give me the retribution that I needed to be happy on the inside.
Right.
So I made that first album, and that was a couple years of songs that had just kind of been built up in me and ended up pouring out. And then by the time I got to I Lost Everything, I found Patrick. And that was the biggest turning point. That's when it was like, okay, I have this sound. Now I have a real drummer, and and then it started evolving into something a little bit more mature, a little bit more. Now there's another person in the boat with me rowing the oars, that has the same ideas, that has the same, he knows what I'm going for. So I Lost Everything to me, it's still one of those monumental albums for us that it's like, okay, they're figuring out exactly who they are. Exactly. And then Echoes kind of just expanded on that. I got better at mixing. I got better at mastering. And
wait, you guys do your own mixing and mastering?
We do everything in house, brother.
Whoa.
Yes, we do. I do all the mixing. I do all the mastering. The only thing I don't do is the art. I have an awesome guy, Jesse Owensby. If you're watching, shout out to you. You're the man.
Hey.
But everything we do is in house.
Behind you?
What's that? Yeah. So that's Jesse Owensby as well. So all of our cover art is all by an original artist. It's not AI generated. It's none of that shit. So
very cool.
And then by the time we got to Give Up Hope, that's when we found Steven. Steven had already been in it for a little bit. He kind of came in right around Echoes and learned all those songs. And then by the time we got to Give Up Hope, that's when I feel like the sound really became something, but it became more than just me doing something by myself, right? It became a collaboration of 3 different people with the same mindset, achieving a common goal, you know?
And evolving together.
Totally, 100%. Absolutely.
That's very incredible. Very impressive too to say you do all of these different sounds and the delivery of the mix and mastering. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was so smooth listening to, and like I said earlier, just kind of helped set the mood for where I needed to be at that time when I was.
Dude,
vibing.
thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. I really, really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And then like another thing too, like along with the production and all that, we record our drums live. There's no sampling or anything like that.
Way.
Yeah,
so is that the hardest part about everything?
You're tuned in with the Underground Nation, where the real music lives. If you're ready to dive into the culture, head over to www.underground-nation.com. Discover endless content, interviews, features, and stories showcasing the very best the underground has to offer, from raw hip-hop to heavy rock and metal. And don't forget, grab your copy of the brand new issue of Underground Nation magazine for just $14.99. We'll ship it straight to your front door so you can hold the underground in your hands. Stay connected. Stay raw. Stay Underground Nation.
It was at first, for sure. Now it's one of my favorite things to do, because a lot of bands don't do that. A lot of bands are using resampled drums, and that's fine, and they sound great. You know, I'm not knocking any other person's process, but that is one thing that I kind of pride ourselves on, is like we actually use real drums. We use everything is other than the synthesizers. You know, like that's the only kind of not man-made thing that we use.
Wow, incredible. Now you got me intrigued to see what this actually looks like live. I understand you're performing live this coming Friday here in Denver, Colorado. Can you tell us more what people can expect and what you have planned for this upcoming show?
Absolutely, man.
And where do we go? Where do we go?
August 22nd, the Roxy Theater on Welton Street in Denver, Colorado. It is going down. It's going to be super, super, super fun. We have kind of been for a while trying to get back to the Roxy. We had a show booked there last year. It was a really awesome show. It had Surrender the Ectype, Leveler, and just some really dope local bands. We unfortunately had to drop out of that show. I was in the process of having a new job, and it just became kind of much at that point.
Damn 9 to 5, ruining all the fun.
I've been kicking myself in the teeth for over a year about not playing the Roxy, and then once again, shout out Swingin' News Productions. We saw that they had an opening for a show at the Roxy, and we were like, okay, cool, we're hopping on this. And what to expect there? And what to expect there, man, is just, you know, hearing us kind of at a more perfected level. Unfortunately, our bassist isn't going to be there. He has to fly out to Phoenix. It's okay, though, because me and Patrick are going to do this old school style, and we're going to rip it the fuck up. But, I mean, really what you're going to expect to see, man, is just some superior vibes and some heavy riffs, man. And we're just going to make sure people come up to the front and bang their fucking heads with us, you know?
Yeah. Well, if that's the business that I'm in, I love doing that. Getting the mosh pit going. Oh boy, I think I gotta go join you this Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's also really, really dope metal bands. They got Seeds of Descent that are the headliners. They got Veil of the Tomb, Reap the Haunted, and 25 Down. So it's going to be a loaded local show. That's loaded, really cool artist, really good music. So yeah, come out, support.
Coming to this one.
100%. So come out and support some local metal, man.
How much the tickets to get in at the door, or how can we order online?
Yeah, so we have $10 pre-sales. Obviously, you can hit us up, any one of our bands up, and then also make sure I'm giving you the right information here.
There we go.
And day of show, it's going to be $12 at the door, and it is all ages as well. So
woo! Bring the kids, have them wild out.
Yeah, bring the kids too. It's kind of a rarity these days, you know. Still have all age shows.
It is true. Alcohol and all age shows usually don't go together.
They can watch you get super fucked up. It's going to be awesome.
Let's go to the chat. We got Kyle Keto saying, mad love and respect. That's dope. Hell yeah. We have a question from a chat. Ida Hefner with Cody Taylor. So which album would you suggest to listen to first?
Which album to listen to first?
Hey, Psycho Queen, thank you.
I would probably say I Lost Everything. I Lost Everything and Found Myself on Top of the World is a really good kind of representation. And then you can kind of just litter around and find some other stuff and find some other vibes. But also our newest release, Give Up Hope, is one of my favorite releases that we've done because we kind of turned it into this concept album. I'm kind of telling a story through the whole thing, which is the first time you ever hear any type of vocals on Manifest stuff. So it's not me doing vocals or me singing, but between the songs, there's a story being told, which is a super, super cool idea, I thought, at least.
Yeah. That's a cool idea. I like storytelling.
Absolutely. It gives you kind of something to ride through the whole EP a little bit. But yeah, I would say start at I Lost Everything. And then if you really want a deep dive, you can go on Bandcamp and listen to some like older stuff when I was not good at producing and make fun of me if you want to.
Listen to the evolution, baby. I like that. I like that. Miriam Strader, this is such an awesome episode. Love listening to you both. Oh, thanks, Miriam.
Big shout out to Miriam for getting us set up and getting this whole thing together. She knew me way back in North Carolina when I was in a band called And Only Then, and she was our biggest fan, and not to mention just one of the best friends, like one of those salt of the earth people.
Yeah.
Like, big shout out to Miriam, man.
Shout out to Miriam and Atrophy. You guys fucking rock. Terry Bowers from Alberta, Canada. Whoop whoop. Conflicted genetics. Whoop whoop.
I would like to say we have a dope chat right now. Everyone in this chat is super sick.
Turn the chat to a mosh pit. Turn the chat to a mosh pit. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, Vanessa, in. Welcome in. Share this live for me. Tap, 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 tap the screen. So when people listen to your tracks, Cody, what emotions or thoughts do you hope they walk away with?
Man, you got great questions, brother. I hope that it's not that. I think I just want people to feel something, you know? I don't know what that thing is, whether it's good or bad. I think it's just healthy to have something that makes you feel something, because I feel like in the world we live in, we're so overloaded with so much. We're so overloaded with all the shit going on, and it's hard to take a second and just actually feel something natural, or feel something good, or feel something bad. Or sometimes when you feel sad, you don't want to feel it, but it's not a bad thing to feel that as well, you know? Yeah.
You're alive.
I just want people to feel something, man. Because that's what it is for me. It makes me feel something when, you know, I sometimes have nothing left to do, nothing left to give, or nothing left to feel. Like, music has always been that thing that makes me feel something. And, and for me, right, it's so hard to put it like a singular word on it, right? Whether it's happy or sad. It's just, for me, it's more than that. It's an all-encompassing like relief almost of something that I can relate to, and kind of give myself I can kind of not check out, but just kind of give myself a moment to appreciate something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, I feel like, becoming a harder and harder thing to do. So
yeah,
I just hope that they feel something, and that, you know, and realize that people give themselves grace to feel.
You know, I was, when you were saying all this, I was trying to come up with a word that I could put to what I felt listening to your music earlier. Because what I did is, around noontime, we'll call it lunch, if you will, I kind of shut off the lights and I go in the dark, and instead of silence today, I played your music. And with the work stuff and the magazine stuff and all these different things around me, I just felt like it was chaos, right? But when I played the music, I felt like everything that was moving around me just came to a stop.
Totally, man.
And I don't know, I want to say kind of a relaxing feel, but
Hell yeah.
I mean, there was a relaxing part, but there was a part that also brought me kind of a
little bit of peace.
We'll just say happy. That's the best way
cool.
to put it.
Cool.
Because,
I'll take that.
Because relaxing to happy, it helped me set the tone for the rest of the day. I think I keep saying that, but that's the best way I can put it.
No, man, I love that. I love that. Like, whether it's calming, whether it's happy, like whatever, man. Like that's amazing, brother.
Oh, heck yeah. You see, we had Brenda Bingen. I love you, son-in-law. You rock!
Hey, yo, I love you, mother. You are the best.
Love you, mother-in-law.
Mrs. Brenda Bingen out here being the best mom in the whole world. Love that woman.
Hey, whoop whoop to all the moms out there. Terry Bowers, music heals, love music, you actually fail. Conflicted genetics, strange JRB co-founders, and it's B.I.H. Whoop whoop. That's a real artist, Terry Bowers. It's a very healing process on music is my therapy. Yes, Kyle Keto, absolutely. Music is very therapeutic. But Cody, let me ask you this. From everything we were just talking about, how do you balance heavy, aggressive tones with the atmospheric, almost cinematic side of your sound?
With that, I feel like obviously we have this very atmospheric, ethereal kind of thing, right? The best way I can kind of describe it, I guess, visually would be like, okay, like you're walking up to the edge of a cliff, right? And you're seeing all these waves crash around you and you're feeling a certain way, right? Yeah. That heavy riff is jumping off the cliff, right? Like it's the accumulation of all these emotions. It's accumulation of everything else reaching its breaking point. And it's not necessarily anger or like right. anything like that. It's just the accumulation of all these emotions having to come to a boiling point, right?
Right, yeah.
And I think for me, it's just another texture that adds a sound that A, I like, and B, kind of diversifies the music a little bit more. So I could easily stay in this ambient world, in these ambient worlds that I create, but it also needs to have a darker shade as well. I can't just paint with, green and blue and yellow. I also need a black, yes. in yes. there as well.
But so. look how yellow it makes the vibrant with the black in the background.
Absolutely. It's a contrast, right?
You need the darkness to have the light shine.
And not to mention, heavy riffs are just sick, too.
Yes, I agree. Do you approach recording differently than preparing to perform live as you are this Friday?
You're tuned in to the Underground Nation podcast with your host, with the ghost Bounce Ball Boogie. Let's dive back into the soundscape that only the manifest process can deliver. Here's a powerful track titled Crystal Spires. Sit back, let the atmosphere surround you, and we'll return with more right after this.
record is kind of very like ritualistic almost. I'm to
Oh
the point.
boy.
Yeah, I'm kind of. The longer you make music, inspiration becomes kind of a very kind of fleeting thing, right? It's like
Yeah.
trying to catch lightning in a bottle. But
Haven't tried that one yet.
but for me, it's kind of like, okay, and especially if I don't make something for a long time, there's something that happens where it's like, something in me will start changing. I'll start feeling kind of off or weird, and then I
Right.
just kind of have to record. So recording becomes this, once again, I think I said it earlier, it's like I'll have a riff that I also have this thing where I can hear things in my head. Like most of these songs I can hear the whole thing before it's even recorded. It's this
Wow.
weird thing of like looking at like an x-ray of something, right? And then
Yeah.
not seeing the body of it. So I can see the x-ray of the song, I can see the bones, and I can see everything, and I can hear all these melodies in my head, and then I pick up a guitar and come up with a riff. And usually after that first riff goes, then it's just the floodgates are open. And then it's just
Wow.
like, okay, I'm making this, this has happened, and it's kind of getting into this like flow state, right?
Right.
And then I do that. I send it to the dudes. I let them put their flavor in it, and then we're pretty old school as far as when it comes to practicing. We just practice, 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 try to make it sound good as possible. And trying to do it live is, it comes with its own thing because there's
Right.
a lot of parts that have to be played and stuff. So we do our best to make it as good and big as possible.
Yeah.
Um, and the shows are, I feel like, super interesting because there's this part of me that's like, hey, I want to perform it really, really well, but it's also kind of like a release, right? It's
Right.
like, okay, this is what we work for. This is what I've had this inspiration for. This is what I've been building up to. And then playing live is just for us, it's just we feel so honored to play for anybody that wants to listen to our music because it's so cathartic for us to do it to begin with. So,
Absolutely. Incredible. What's been your most unforgettable live show experience so far?
for us playing,
Yeah.
Um, probably unforgettable, man.
It's so unforgettable.
Honestly, I think it was probably just that little first show we did at Trailside, man. So like for me being the sole creator of it to begin with, right? I already had all these songs, and
Right.
then I got a band to play these songs. So hearing by the time we got to that first show and it was just me and Patrick, and then it was like, okay, I'm hearing other people play these parts and like this orchestra that I made for myself almost. And I know that kind of sounds selfish, and I don't mean to sound selfish, but
You don't.
it's such a weird, interesting feeling to hear those melodies that I had in my head for so long being played live and actually being played by other people and it becoming like a communal thing.
Absolutely.
We also had a really, really sick show at Moe's once where we headlined, and there was a pretty good amount of people there. Nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
enough to have a room full of people listen to it was very endearing and super, super, super dope.
Absolutely. It's an incredible feeling. Another one that's kind of hard to put in words and explain, but you did really well. If, well, let's say this Friday, we all go out to experience the manifest process. If someone sees you live for the first time, what do you want them to feel when they leave?
What do I want them to feel when they leave? I want
Woo,
them
when
to
it's
feel,
all over.
I just want them to feel good, man. I just want everyone to feel
Feels good.
good. I want everyone to feel good, man. And yeah, that's also a really hard question to answer, man. I want people to do what makes them happy. And if that's coming out and supporting live music or feeling something for the night, giving yourself the space to feel happy or to feel sad. I just want people to feel gratitude and love themselves, man. That's all I really want.
Yes, everyone hug yourself in the chat right now. Just give yourself a big old hug. I love myself. You gotta love yourself.
Maybe I also want them
someone
to
else. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Maybe I also want them to feel like, yo, that was fucking cool.
They rock, dude. Holy rock. That's amazing thought process, Cody. From Terry Bowers.
Thank you, Terry Bowers. I appreciate that, brother.
Shout out from Abyss Army Entertainment. Yo, shout out you, Spotty Loke. Shout out you.
We got a super interesting question in the chat. He said, would you ever perform at the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Hey, would you?
I mean, I'm not one to turn down almost anything, man. That sounds like a super wild ride, but I'm pretty sure ICP doesn't have any idea who the Manifest Process is. I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to it for sure.
Well, the Gathering is a festival like none other, and if you ever do get a chance to even just go and experience it, I say it's a one thing that everyone should do while you can, while it's here.
Yeah, it is a spectacle on Earth. That is for sure.
Oh, you're saying you've been to one?
No, I haven't been to one, but the videos that I've seen are enough to enlighten almost anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely a good time.
Yeah, shout out to I just want to give a shout out to a lot of dope people in the chat. We got our drummer in the chat. Patrick's in there. Big shout out Patrick. I also want to give a shout out to Heather, my sister, most loving human being on earth. She is amazing.
Cody is a secret juggalo. Whoop whoop.
Russell Knighton. Yo, what's up, Russell? How you doing out there, buddy? Yeah, thanks, Patrick. Thanks for ruining the podcast again.
Hey, David Patrick. Freaking ruining everything, man. We kick you goddamn ass, you hear me?
We call him Grandpa. Grandpa always ruins everything.
Oh, Grandpa. I wanted to ask you, because you just kind of said, like, ICP doesn't know anything about us, or however you said that. But what's the biggest misconception about instrumental heavy music that you would like to break?
Every Thursday and Saturday, TikTok comes alive when Bounce Ball Boogie, the host with the ghosts, takes over the stream with his co-host Spot Vega. At 8 p.m., MST Boogie and Vega go on the hunt for rising talent new artists, fresh musicians, and entrepreneurs ready to make their mark. Here's how it works. Drop a One Heart Me flex from the gift gallery to get your music played and reviewed live. If the crew feels your sound, you'll earn the golden ticket and invitation into the hot seat for a one-on-one interview with the Boogeyman himself on Underground Nation magazine and podcast.
The biggest misconception about instrumental music is that there's, I don't know, maybe there's, I can't really speak for it because I love instrumental music, man. It's hard for me to have that perspective, I guess.
Sure.
Is that it's boring, or that it's repetitive, or that there's not a lot of substance to it. Maybe that's what people think. I don't know. I think, like I said, most, at least from what I've experienced, most people that think they don't like it end up being like, yo, this is kind of cool. Yeah, that's a hard question to answer, man, because it's hard for me to put myself in the shoes of someone else, right? Like, that has that idea. I don't know, chat. How do you guys feel about instrumental music? How do you guys feel about instrumental music? Do you have some qualms with it?
Well, what can fans expect from you in the next year? New music, collaborations, maybe tours?
Absolutely, man. We are literally in the process of writing a new album right now. So,
here in Denver?
Yep. Everything kind of takes place in this little basement that I'm in, man. Because once again, we do everything in house. So, everything is done by us.
said instrumental music is boring. Boring as hell.
I told you, Grandpa ruins everything, dude.
God damn it, Grandpa.
Oh, hell yeah, Russell. He says, I love the interpretation it offers its listeners. Awesome. That's a really sick quote. I like that. But what you can definitely expect from us is definitely new music. And we've also because we've done so much stuff by ourselves, I think we are in the process of trying to figure out like, yo, I think we want to go into the studio and actually do a legit studio album. We know how to do everything ourselves, but I would love to put myself in a situation of like, okay, I don't have to think about mixing and mastering this. I can just kind of commit myself to just making the music. So, but yeah, definitely stay tuned in the next year. We're going to have new music out. We're going to be dropping singles.
Where can everyone go to follow you and subscribe and everything else you want them to discover?
Absolutely, man. We are on all streaming platforms. Anyone you can possibly imagine, we are out there. And if you don't pay for streaming services, you can listen to us on YouTube for free. We also are on themanifest.bandcamp.com. That's our indie page. Pretty much you can literally just Google us and we'll be the first thing to pop up. So
incredible.
We're pretty easy to find, surprisingly.
Go search The Manifest Process. I have a question from the chat, Mr. Kyle Keto. Cody, which artists would you love to work with?
There are some local acts that are very, very sick. I want to give a shout out to Old Deer. Those guys are super sick. There is another band called Surrender the Ectype. Their vocalist is a super nice, super cool dude. I think if there's ever a time where we might have like, you know, some guest vocals, that would be a super cool collaboration.
Very cool. Have you heard of a local band here in Denver named Medusa's Vibrator?
Excuse me? What did you say?
Have you heard of a local band here in Denver named Medusa's Vibrator?
That one has somehow gotten past me. I do not know how, but...
Well, the drummer is in the chat, Psycho Queen. I saw you earlier. She's the drummer of the band Medusa's Vibrator here in Denver. Very cool. Apocalyptica. Miriam Strader says Apocalyptica, but the POV is great for everyone that listens because I use instrumental bands to find the best mixers and engineers and usually find that those bands can back my hip hop sets.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Miriam also with some super, super kind words. Said, Cody was one of the first people to get me into a Perfect Circle, Deftones, and always had some kind of cool melodic instruments. So a lot of my appreciation for actually comes from you in high school. Oh, thank you, Miriam. That's extremely sweet.
Dang, y'all met each other in the high school days.
Yeah, way back, man. On the way back day, and that day was a Tuesday.
Incredible. So with everything that we've talked about tonight, Cody, if you could manifest one dream opportunity for the manifest process, what would it be and why?
The one I got lined up in my head right now is actually doing a headline show with said bands that I just mentioned and a few more that I have in my head. Also, I would love to just kind of bring post-metal and instrumental music to the light in Denver a little bit more. There is, you know, a couple bands out here that are doing it and doing it really, really well. I just feel like it's not all the way there yet, which is weird because I feel like this is almost the perfect place for it, you know, with the type of stuff people like out here. But really, I think, man, is I just want to start. I would like to put together a really cool showcase of some of these really awesome bands that are actually out here making some of the most beautiful raw art for people to listen to, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that would probably be my manifestation, is, if you will, is kind of putting together this showcase of just really, really cool people with a lot of different eclectic colors, you know.
Incredible. Wow. If that ever does happen, please keep the Underground Nation in the loop because we want to be there in support. In fact, with everything you do from this going forward, singles, album drops, tour announcements, please shoot them on over to Underground Nation. We would love to support you in the manifest process as much as possible.
Sincerely appreciate that, brother.
Absolutely. So here I would like to discuss the show one last time before we conclude. this coming Friday, the Manifest Process will be performing at the Roxy Theater. Get with the Manifest Process to get your tickets. I'll let Cody go ahead and announce it one last time.
Yep, it's going to be August 22nd, and it is at the Roxy Theater, 2549 Welton Street, Denver, Colorado, man. It's going to be a really, really dope show.
Really dope show.
$10. Doors, $10 pre-sales, $12 day of show. Doors are at 6:30 p.m.
That's it.
And definitely come out. If you guys come to see us, super cool, but definitely stick around for all the other bands too. So it's going to be a really good night.
Absolutely. Will there be a merch booth set up for some treats and goodies?
Oh yeah, we'll have a little bit of something. We're unfortunately we're running a little low on merch. Every time we make it, it tends to sell out. So
well, that's a good problem to have, huh?
Yeah, so we do have some CDs. I don't know if you guys remember what those things are, but we have some CDs, and we have another nice little cool cassette USB of Echoes available, which is we still got a few of those left in the box, but either way, just come out and hang out, say what's up to, and chat it up with us, guys. We'd love to see you guys.
Absolutely. And I also saw that you could go purchase their music right now on Bandcamp, BandLab. Did I say it wrong? What was
Bandcamp.
Yep. Bandcamp. I knew it. I had it right. Yes. On Bandcamp, you can go over there, look up the Manifest Process. Their music available to stream and also available for purchase. So definitely don't sleep. Go there today. Get your tickets while they're cheap at $10 a pop. And remember, it's all ages shows, so bring those kids to while on out with you.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and I just want to throw a big shout out to all my friends in the chat right now. Like, some of the best people in the world are in this chat. These are some of the kindest, nicest people. And if you guys have supported me and let me be my true self, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I'm also forever grateful for anyone that's in this chat right now that is taking any time out of their day to listen to anything come out of my mouth. So I'm super, super grateful, and thank you guys for the opportunity to listen to me for a second.
Incredible. By chance, for anyone in the chat that's out of state, you may be interested to watch you perform. Would there be a live stream available?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see what I can set up. So some venues do it, some don't, but maybe I'll set up the old, because usually I like to record with the phone, but doing live and recording can be a little tricky sometimes. But I'll see what I can work out, and we'll keep you guys in the loop about that. Just check out our stay in tune with our Facebook and our Instagram, and we'll let you get. And if there is a live stream link, you guys will definitely be the first ones to know about it.
Incredible. Definitely send it over here to the Underground Nation. We will support you this coming Friday as much as we possibly can, and going forward with all of your projects and amazing announcements with tours and collaborations. We're definitely excited to be helping the Manifest Process manifest.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yes. Cody, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. You're an amazing artist, amazing talent. I'm so excited to go witness the Manifest Process myself at the Roxy Theater this coming Friday night.
Man, thank you guys so much. Big shout out to Underground Magazine and for having us. And everyone be well. Come see us this Friday at the Roxy. And once again, thank you guys so much for listening to me talk for just a second. I really, really appreciate it.
So before you go in the chat, make sure you head right on over to find and discover and subscribe and follow to the Manifest Process.
Thanks, guys.
That's a wrap for tonight's session with your host with the ghosts, Bounce Ball Boogie. The underground never sleeps, and neither should your connection to it. For interviews, features, and endless content from the rawest artists and rising talent, head over to www.underground-nation.com and submit your music or business for consideration to be featured on the podcast at ugnpodcast@gmail.com. Stay tapped in, stay raw, and as always, stay Underground Nation.